Protesters in D.C. aren't buying what he's selling, and neither is Sherry Jacobus. It's because she says this immigration push would hurt our economy, not help it. Richard Socarides and Brad Blakeman are here with us as well. Sherry, got to start with you.
Yeah, you know what? First of all, I think it sounds like the president is throwing everything up against the wall to see what will stick, saying, please like this, please make it, work for us.
But he said a lot of good things. I mean, I guess it sounded pretty interesting.
It sounded pretty interesting, but that's...
Where was he wrong?
Look, if this president really believed in this and thought it was going to do all of these wonderful things for the economy, and if he really cared about, the people supposedly living in the shadows, he would have done this when his party had both the House and the Senate. He didn't do that. The fact of the matter is the fact that there's this resistance to doing anything to close the borders. We're going to have these open borders means that he doesn't really care about getting conservative support. He wants to use this as a partisan club to beat Republicans over the head with.
So it's all a political ploy.
It's all a political ploy. If he had done it where he wanted to actually win friends and influence people, he would be for securing the borders. He would also be, for doing it for all the right reasons. And he would have done it when it was a little bit easier, when he had the House and the Senate. Instead, he wants to win the hard way and win mean.
Richard, I mean, you think the will create jobs.
I do. And it's interesting, Sherry didn't really answer your question. I mean, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has taken a look at this and scored it economically and shown that it would be overall very positive for the economy. And there's no question.
Well, didn't they also say, though, that everyone's incomes would come down?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be good for everybody in all cases, and it may create some reshifting. But overall, they say it's going to be very good for the economy, spur economic growth. And there's no question that if we let new, highly skilled entrepreneurs create new businesses in this country, I mean, there's going to be more jobs for Americans. Are you talking about
two facets of this? I mean, there is a small part of this that obviously bringing in the smartest people from around the world, let them come here, and bringing in a bunch of unskilled workers. Those are two different things.
Yes, I think what we have to stay away from, though, is this notion, this old conservative myth that if you allow more immigrants, that it's going to take jobs away from Americans. That is not what this country has been based on. That's not the history of this country. What's happened in this country is every time we let more people in, every time we are welcoming and allow more people to participate in our freedom and democracy that we have in this country or we have nowhere else, it is good for the economy and it is good for America.
It's also having people participate in public assistance, and this is something that the taxpayers are going to have to fund. I mean, that's great to say you're going to have skilled people and they're going to start businesses, but that's not been what this has shown. And we're not talking about immigrants, we're talking about illegal aliens.
Okay, and I don't want to bring that point up with Brad because, we do believe in give us you're sick, you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry, and this has always been a country of immigrants. But this is an issue about illegal immigration and securing our borders and sort of controlling our own destiny, Brad.
Absolutely. Look, we haven't had a secure border either in the South or the North since we've been founded as a nation. And it's about time that we do something about it. And we have a moral, ethical, and legal obligation to have secure borders. We can send troops to guard other people's borders, but yet we can't find the wherewithal to guard our own. Unacceptable. We have 11 million here. Now, you can put your head in the sand and pretend they're not here, but they're here. And we have an obligation to treat them fairly and decently and create a pathway to citizenship where they matriculate into our economy if, in fact, they want to stay here.
Now, Brad,
they wouldn't be here if there weren't jobs for that.
Brad, because some people are saying that matriculation that you just described as draconian, that, like they've been here, they've been, for the most part, lawful, and that they have to wait literally more than a decade to sort of become official. Is that the notion of fairness on this?
Absolutely. But look, we shouldn't have an omnibus bill. We went down this road before. We should chop up the bill and deal with worker status, border security, visas, taxation, the same as the House just did with a farm bill. When is a farm bill not a farm bill? When 90% of it goes to food stamps.
Let me get back to Sherry because I want to finish this block up, though, on immigration. And you're saying, though, and I want to get back to something you brought out, that this has nothing to do with actual immigration reform, but it's sort of political, divide and conquer the nation and just get votes. That's all it really is about.
That's all it is. And he wants to divide the nation racially, and he wants to paint Republicans or opponents of his as racist if they oppose him.
Do the Republicans make it easier for him to do that when they say, okay, we want to spend $50 billion on border security and we want people who've been here for 20 years to wait another 20?
Republicans have every right, anybody has every right and should be asking, why can we not secure our borders? What problem do you have with that? And the fact that the president will not play ball with them, it's a reasonable thing to ask. It's what a few years ago was considered reasonable during the Bush administration. And if the president really wanted to win over conservatives on this and be a uniter, he would do do this. And again, he could have done this when he held both the House and the Senate. He wants this fight, and he wants it to be a dirty fight.
Real quick, Richard. Can you sell this on economic merits alone, or do you have to talk about the illegal aspect of it and securing the borders?
Well, I think there's lots of reasons why people should be for it, and there's a lot in this bill that would work to secure the borders. I think you can continue to oppose it and oppose it for whatever reason you'd like. But the truth is that it will help secure the borders. It will bring some fairness to a broken immigration system, and most reasonably minded Americans, most reasonably minded people in Congress, I think, will support it.
Let's leave it there. I mean, this is fantastic. I know we can do the whole show on this. We'll get back to you a little later. iWatch, well, guess what? You can soon get your